So next topic is joints in pipe, right? So previously we saw the what are the different type of pipe materials, and today now we are going to see the what are the joints in the pipe, right? So jointing means whatever may be the pipeline totally, right? We can't get single pipe, right? So for that we have small pipes. Together we are going to join each other, right? So in that, what type of joints are there? Okay, these joints are basically depend upon the type of material, right? So type of pressure like that. So pipe joints are the assemblies used to connect one pipe with the other pipe, right? So without having any leakage of water, right? So here the pipe joints are classified as two criteria. The first criteria is based on the rigidity and flexibility. Rigidity means how much strong it is. Flexible means how it is going to move, right? Flexible means, right? So how much it is. If it is expansion is there, it has to expand. If some bend is there, you have to bend like that. Here we have the rigid joint. Rigid joint means it never moves anywhere, but semi-rigid somewhat moves. Flexible means it will have some expansion, contractions, some movement will be there. Then next on the functional location. Okay, so what is the function it is going to serve and where it is located? Based on two things. Again, joints are spigot and socket joint, expansion joint, flange joint, and screw joint. So let us see one by one. So first one is rigid joints. Rigid joints are those which admit no movement at all, right? So it is not going to admit any movement, right? So and it is comprised of flange or welded connections or turned and bored joint, right? So flange means we have the if this is the pipe, so we have flange like this. If you see in the front side, right? So it will have points for boards, right? So that is flange one. Welding means we know we are going to weld two pipes, right? That kind of things. Next, flange joints are required perfect alignment and close fitting, right? So close fitting will be there, and there will be perfect alignment. Okay, so and frequently used where a longitudinal thrust, okay, a longitudinal thrust must be taken, such as at the valves and the meters. Okay, next the casket. Casket means if we have this kind of connection now, we have some rubber sheet between. Okay, so that is called casket. So casket used between the flanges of the pipes shall be compressed fiber board or natural or synthetic rubber. Normally we will see the synthetic rubber. Okay, so next, welded joints produces a continuous line of pipe with the advantage that interior and exterior coatings can be made properly and not subsequently disturbed by the movement of the joints. Okay, if you weld it together, you can't move the joint. These are the rigid joints. Semi-rigid joints. Semi-rigid joints allows a partial movement, right? Rigid joint never allows any movement, but it is going to allow the partial movement. Next, the socketed end of the pipe should be kept against the flow of water, and the spigot end of the other pipe is inserted into this socket, right? So it is going to inserted into this socket. Next, a rope is then placed at the outer end of the socket and is made by the tight fit by the applying wet clay, leaving two holes for the escape and entrapped air inside, right? So for the escaping of air which is inside the pipes, it is going to allow out, right? Next we have the flexible joints, right? So flexible joints are the used where rigidity is undesirable, such as fillings of granular when two sections cannot be welded, right? So whenever we can't able to weld two joints, we are going to use here. Next, they comprise mainly mechanical and rubber ring joints, right? When permit some degree of deflection, okay? So that joint we are going to permit the deflection at each joint and are therefore able to withstand vibrations and as well as the movements of the pipe. Next, the rubber jointing is a special type of rubber casket are also used to connect cast iron pipes which are cast with a special type of spigot, right? So rubber type of gaskets we are going to use the connect the cast iron pipes. Then rubber joints is to be preferred to lead joining. Okay, so you can see here we have this is the rubber joint, right? So this is the one what we can say, flange. This is on the side flange, right? So if you connect two pipes now, so you have some what is called what is it, flexible thing. Okay. Next, spigot and socket joint. If you can see, spigot and socket joint. Okay. This is most suitable for cast iron pipes. Okay. Next, this type of joint is connected by inserting spigot end of one pipe into the socket of or bell of the another pipe, right? So you can see in the picture here, right? So this is the bell, right? So this is one end of this pipe is inserted to this bell, right? So that's why he told there the spigot end. Okay, one spigot. This is the spigot end. This is the socket, right? So this spigot end of one pipe is going to insert it into the socket of another thing, right? So that is there. The connecting procedure includes wrapping of the jute around the spigot before inserting into the socket, right? So before joining these two, we are going to have some cloth, right? Jute cloth, so that it is going to fit very well in the socket, right? Next, jute around the spigot before inserting into the socket. Next, then in the remaining spatial gap between the spigot and socket is filled by the molten lead. So we are going to have the molten lead there. Okay. Next, cooling time will be given for the solidification of this molten lead. Then the flexibility of this joint is less and need skilled labor whenever we are having this kind of joints. Okay. This is the socket and spigot joint. Next, we have the expansion joint. That means it is going to expand. The main advantage of this expansion joint is flexibility. Okay, this is a type of flexible joint. Next, in some cases, the pipes are laid over the ground and exposed to the atmosphere. Right? Normally, pipes will be underground. Whenever we have pipes on the over ground, right? So that there you can use this. Due to thermal stresses, the pipes will expand due to sun. No, so during the summer days, due to high temperature, the pipes are going to expand. And in case of winter, it is going to have contract, right? So expand and contract, which ultimately result in the formation of cracks in the external surface of the pipe and leak in the joints. Okay, there will be leak in the joint. That's why in this type of joint, the socket end is connected rigidly and annual rings which can freely move over the spigot joint. Okay, so the provision of gasket will aid the pipe movement at the time of expansion due to thermal stresses. It is going to move, right? So let us see here. This is the expansion joint. Here we have some rubber gasket, right? So this is one pipe. This is another pipe. Whenever we have expansion, contraction, expand now, rubber will expand like this. If we contract now, it is coming contract. Okay, so that there won't be any cracks in the joint, right? Next, flange joint. This type of joint mostly used for temporary pipe networks, right? The pipe has a flanges at both ends. Okay, so like this. Okay, if you take pipe now, here one side flange, this is another side flange. If you take another pipe, you are going to have this kind of flanges. Then you will screw it, right? So like this. So these pipes have flanges at both ends. These ends are connected with bolts or nut, or it can be done by the welding also, right? During the connection of process, a rubber gasket. Rubber gasket means between these two pipes, we are going to keep some rubber sheet, no? So that is has to be kept between the two ends, which will prevent the leakages. To prevent the leakages, we are going to provide the rubber gasket. Then this joint is commonly used in the plumbing station, boiler house, etc. But if this joint is used in the steel pipe, it will be better to connect by nuts and bolts rather than the other connections like welding. Okay, this bolt and nut connection will be very good, right? So you can see here, this is the normally in regular life we will see this is the one flange, this is another flange. Okay, two pipes are connected with the nuts and bolts here. Inside that black color thing is there, that is called rubber gasket, right? So next, screw joint. This is the last type of joint, right? So the screw joints are usually adopted when the pipe diameter is very less. Okay, in this type of joint, the ends of the pipes are threaded outside, while the socket or coupling has to be threaded on the both ends of the pipe to join, right? So here one pipe will be taken and it will have a threading over here. Another pipe will be also threaded at this end. Okay, these both things will be joined by the another joint pipe where it is having threaded inner ring. Okay, so inside threadings will be there, but these two pipes it will be threaded outside. Okay. For making watertight zinc pipe or HEPA iron should be placed in the threads of the pipe before it is going into the socket. Okay. Before you going to keep it in socket, now it is covered with some zinc paint or some iron, right? So that we don't have any what is called leakages. Okay. So this is this kind of thing. You can see here. This is one pipe. Okay. This pipe. Okay. Socket is threaded inside, and the other pipe, right? This is having threadings on outside. So that we are going to paint and we are going to what is called make a joint here without having any leakages. Okay. So these are about the pipe joints. Okay. So next topic we are going to see that is called what are the different types of valves present in the pipe network. Okay.